Let's come back to our state, gentlemen. Yes, on the 12th of November, there'll be a change of pattern, change of administration. And of course, in the spirit of finishing strong and finishing well, our own governor, Governor Godwin Obaseki, has been commissioned in so many projects. Many Edo citizens are really happy about it because 2 weeks ago it was like Edo State isn't moving. It's like government was down. People are like, come on, we don't lose. Government must continue. And it came out in full force, commissioning this project, that project, all in the spirit of finishing strong. And many are giving it to him that, yes, this is how government should be run. Twilight is administration, still doing wonderful work, commissioning. Now, what do you think the incoming administration should take from this? You know, so Okpebholo initiative on infrastructural gaps, because whether you like it or not, a new man is coming. And it's like the shoes right now of Governor Godwin Obaseki is getting bigger and bigger with the retinue of projects and commissioning. How do you think the incoming administration will fit in? Let me start up from you, Ibrahim.
Well, thank you very much. In exactly 7 days from today, Tuesday, the 12th of November, the new governor of Edo, popularly known as Okpebholo, Monday Okpebholo will be sworn in. Senator Monday Okpebholo will be sworn in as governor of Edo, all things being equal. And like you have pointed out correctly, in the last couple of days, there have been one commissioning after another, and I think there's another one for today and for tomorrow, you know, of projects embarked upon by the outgoing Obaseki-led administration. Now, as to the question of what can they learn, the first thing to note is that government is a continuum. The mere fact that we have a new man at the helm of office or from a different political persuasion or party is no reason why the state should witness a lull in governance. In fact, what we expect is that he, the governor-elect, should hit the ground running. I expect that there are gaps in as much as the current administration has done a couple of things. There are still a lot of things that need to be done. And so I expect the next governor to hit the ground running. When it comes to the issue talking about economic challenges, there's so much economic challenges in the states, whether it is the level of employment, one, or it is in the right infrastructure that will serve as an elixir for people to be able to engage in entrepreneurial activities, whether it is power, whether it is roads. And then, of course, whether the government can also, the next government can importantly also be involved in giving out soft loans or training, skill acquisition and training. So in the area of economic challenges, the government has a huge task to do. He, in the course of his campaign, promised to employ 5,000 teachers. I think within the first 100, if I'm not mistaken, he had an obligation to do that. Because in as much as Edo has done well in education, the Edo Basic Educational Sector Transformation, the Edo BEST program, there are still gaps in terms of personnel, the number of teachers. There's no gap. Even this government will tell you that when it comes to teacher to student ratio in public schools, there is a yawning gap, which they have tried to fill, which the government has tried to fill because of limited resources with the Edo Star program, where they employ ad hoc teachers, I think for a year or two. And so I think that's one area, the issue of economic challenges, resolving economic challenges, working very seriously. And I've mentioned 3 areas that can do that. One is the issue of direct employment. Maybe to do a needs assessment. Where are the gaps in the public service, in the civil service, and fill those vacancies almost immediately because government has to rev up. Secondly, is the issue of creating the right environment. When it rains in Benin nowadays, it's a terrible situation. In the Okpebholo, the Sapele Road, the Aduawa axis, it's always a challenge. Even down the Kenwan Road. So I don't know about Oluko. I think you guys are doing okay here. So, but in some of these areas, there are challenges. So, infrastructure, in the issue of power, I don't know the arrangement for the Osium or I'm hearing that it's no more the state government owned or whatever. But whatever it is, that environment for people who want to be entrepreneurs. And then the third aspect of that has to do with the issue of creating skill acquisition centers, soft loans. That's on the economic package, I think, that the government can work on. Education. There are still so many out-of-school children. There's this, it's good to have initiatives, but it's also part of a follow-through. There's school o'clock. There's this school o'clock plan that I see. But every time coming to Benin, I still see a lot of destitute children, on the streets of Benin. Okpebholo, Mission Road, Ring Road, New Benin. I see a lot of them, even in the heart of Benin, engaging in begging. Children who ought to be in school during school hours, they are begging. They may not be indigenous of Edo, but they are residents in Edo, and the government is responsible for everybody. So education-wise, there is still a huge gap in terms of ensuring that no child is left behind. No child living in Edo is left behind. So the government has to take that one seriously.
All right.
And if he has promised to employ 5,000 teachers, I think he has to follow through. There is a yawning gap. So
okay, now you're talking about the gaps in government, and of course, like what you said, government is like, a continuum. Yeah. Well, Never Bakedo, you heard him. That's what the federal governor is finishing strong. He said there are lapses, there are gaps. How do you think the income administration will fit into governance?
Well, you started this segment of discussion by talking about the governor commissioning project here, commissioning project there. I feel for the governor because he's seriously under pressure right now. That reminds me of when Chief Erocha Sokolocha was about to leave government in Imo State. He was commissioning projects here and there, bringing former president, former president of South Africa, Jacob Zuma, brought this Madam Helen from Liberia, and so on and so forth. So this project that the governor is commissioning now, but they are commendable projects, but these are projects that are supposed to have been commissioned even long before the 2024 governorship election. Maybe that would have appeal to some section of the voters to say the governor is doing well, let's vote for him because it's a candidate. We likely continue from where it's going to stop. But the rest is history now. That opportunity, he missed it. Now, I believe and I agree that there can be no vacuum in governance. Governance is a continuum. As a matter of fact, those who structure governance, whether democracy or otherwise, they did not ever think of any vacuum. That's why governance in the democratic structure of society is even structured. If the governor is not there, the deputy governor will be there. If the deputy governor is not there, the speaker will be there, like that, as the case may be. Now, in a couple of days, let me just say a week from now, it will be bye-bye to the government of Godwin Nogagase Obaseki. He has performed his function as governor. May God help him in his future endeavors. Now we are talking about a new government that is coming in, and we are referring to the government of Senator Monday Okpebholo. Monday Okpebholo, to me, is a man of many firsts. Man of many firsts, he says that is the first person in the opposition party in his senatorial district to win a senatorial seat. The first person in that enclave, that central, those central senatorial district, is a predominantly PDP environment. Then he won election there from an opposition party. It means that he's a man of a first in that area. And it means he has endeared himself to the people to the extent that they now have to vote for him instead of maintaining their PDP stand. Now, he's the first person as a service senator to be elected governor of Edo State. That is another first. So he's a man of many firsts. Now, being a man of many firsts and try to set agenda for him on the base of his campaign manifesto. I listened to him very carefully when he was talking about bridging the infrastructural gap, talking about top-notch security, talking about empowerment, talking about recruitment of teachers, engagement and empowerment of youth, as the case may be. That was during political campaign. Now it's going to be governance proper. If I were to be Senator Monday Okpebholo, the first thing I should do is to organize a town hall meeting. I will organize town hall meetings. One in Edo South, where people, not big men in society, not party leaders, not those who are occupy position, people should be given opportunity to say this is what we are expecting from your government.
Talk about the grassroots.
Yes, it will document it. Because I've seen town hall meetings before that some governors in this state and elsewhere will organize. When they get there, traditional rulers will be sitting somewhere, clergy people will be sitting here, party leaders will be sitting here. They will not be saying, hey, you. They will pick people from the people who already have access to the governor, who can even write a document, put together and give to governor to say this one is from traditional rulers, this one is from the clergy, this one is from political leaders. They are still the same people that will give opportunity to say something during town hall meeting. That one is no longer a town hall meeting. So I expect the governor to organize town hall meetings for the 3 senatorial districts, one for Edo North, one for Edo Central, and one for Edo South. And it should give opportunity to people, not just people from each local government, because all these, the town hall meetings that we are talking about, is going to, people will be attending, will be drawn from, like in the case of Edo North, from 6 local government, like the case of Edo Central, the 5 local government, and the case of Edo South, the 7 local government. So people must speak from the various local governments that will be documented, so that any action is going to take on empowerment, any action is going to take on security, it will not know where to start working. That is on that one. The governor should embark on town hall meetings where he can get first-hand information of what the people want. Because you as a candidate, you may want to do certain things, but that is not what the people want. So now that you are there, ask them what do they want. You marry it with what you said you are going to do for them. Then you will succeed. That is that one. Number 2, the governor is going to be under pressure for the first 3 months. Number 1, from political leaders of his party, because of appointment as special advisors, appointment as commissioners, appointment as SSA, appointment as SSA, and so on and so forth. So in that process, and because of the pressure, governors may suffer. Why did I say governors may suffer? Because if the square pegs are not put in square holes because of pressure, the certain decisions that are supposed to be taken in certain sectors of our state life will not be taken. So I believe that the governor-elect is watching this program. If he's not watching it, I crave your indulgence to send a copy of this our discussion to him as contribution from those of us who have his sources at heart. Let him look at it, let him read it, or let him listen to it, let him watch it and learn from it. Then we are talking about the problem of hardship in Nigeria. I know that the hardship in Nigeria is not the same in all the states. Like here now, you hardly see somebody that's using 20 naira note, and 50 naira note is being phased out. And I see people coming from the northern part of the country to come and buy 20 naira note, 50 naira note, and they take them to the north. If you go to the north, you see that they are using 20 naira note there. So that one will determine the nature of the hardship there, the currency. That is one. Number 2, on that aspect of hardship, the other day I went to a neighboring community here, which is Okpebholo, to buy gari. Right. And they saw they call landline gari that they used to measure gari. In that market and in other market like Trasnoba and there's one other popular market, Ubojobo. They are selling that landline 5,000. But if you come to Oluku here, which is not up to 5 kilometers away from the market, they will be selling landline for you for 8,000 or 8,500. In that case, the market woman who traveled from here to the to the neighboring village to go and buy something is getting like 3,000 per a rubber of gari. That hardship is self-induced because that's supposed to be maybe 6,000.
Okay, fine.
That is that one.
All right.
What I'm trying to say is that the government of Okpebholo should help Edo people out of hardship by, number one, creating a standard organization or like a monitoring organization or task force.
I'll come back to you. It's like you have so much to advise, so much to say.
Yes.
I will come back to you. Now, he talked about town hall meeting. Let's expatiate on that a little bit. He said the common man should be invited. The point, the grassroots should be invited to speak their mind to the administration. After all, we're talking about filling the gap, so to speak. After all, we all know that a man just can't do it alone. Government, they say, is a continuum. During his campaign, he said 5,000 teachers are starting to be corrected, all right, for schools, and of course, security, economic rejuvenation. Do you think that these are political statements, and how is it going to make it come to pass? Don't forget also, in the present administration, when this argument erupted, you promised us millions of jobs. Someone said, no, that's my party's comment, not my own. So please take it up from that angle.
Okay, well, the first thing is that when it comes to public policy making process, so in the process of public policy making, the first thing is to identify the problem. What are the challenges? And that is where, again, I have to agree with Dr. Neville that he has an obligation to hear from the people. It's about interest articulation, hearing from the people, what is it that they truly want. Because sometimes the resources, not for every time, the resources to meet the challenges of people are limited. They are not enough. They are scarce. So you have to now prioritize which of them, which of these challenges, if the government implements or try to resolve or try to do, will lead to, for example, if it can even be a system of erosion control, that's a challenge currently in Edo. The issue of economic empowerment, a challenge. Power, electricity in some areas of Edo, not just part of Benin, even in part of Benin and not over Edo, there are issues. Access roads, infrastructure. So there are so many, they are unlimited. Even access to soft loans, zero or single digit interest loans that farmers could, and then even tractors, farm machines that farmers can even hire to do their work, and it will lead to much more food production. So there are so much issues but it has to now prioritize because the resources to meet all of these things are not there. It's not there. So that's why I'm very, very interested. I hope that he listens. The issue about something like a town hall or a feedback mechanism where he can, or him and his aides, his key aides, can hear from the people what they actually want, not the bigwigs. It's not about the party leaders. It's not about the religious leaders, traditional rulers. No, the people. What do they want? Nigerians are very easy to satisfy. On a very serious, that our leaders are not listening to us. They are not listening to the people. We, the Okpebholo, the people, we the people. The government, if only government will listen to the people, a lot of the challenges we are facing in the country will be faced out. Oftentimes, you come of political patronage, you hand over certain sectors of the economy to people who have no interest of the party. So, and when they do policies that are not favorable to you, either they advise you or the policies that are not favorable to the people, the blowback is on the government or the governor, the case may be. The other issue to point on this same point is that very often, whether it is security, whether it's economic challenges, everybody points the fingers at the president. The reality is that the public official who can make the most difference in the life of any people is the governor, not even the president. The president superintends over 36 states and Abuja. So superintends over 704 local government areas. He can't possibly, reasonably, meet the year's aspiration of every one of them. That's why we have governors. If governors were not important, we won't have governors' election. Governors are very important. But very often, the governors are able to, we create an alibi for them because everything we blame the president. The governor is very important in changing the economic situation of people. So I think that this governor, the coming governor, has an obligation to also ensure that he is people-centric, he's people-focused. If his policies are not meeting the well-being, are not where the well-being, security of life and property, and then the economic well-being of the people, then it's not doing itself any good. Because ultimately, elections are like referendum. People either vote for or against. I've heard people say that one of the reasons why they didn't vote for the PDP's candidate, it's not because it's not a fine gentleman, it's not because it's not very qualified. Some people have said that it's because they have issues with the current outgoing governor. And on the basis of that, the candidate of his party, they won't give them. That's what some have said. So I think that elections they ought to know that elections are actually a referendum. And if he doesn't perform, you have what do you call it to come back to him in terms of not getting the votes when it matters.
All right. I will come back to you. You talked about him being under pressure for political leaders because of appointments, right? How do you think he should manage this? Whether you believe it or not, there must be pressure.
There must be pressure because there are politicians who do not have any other business. They may have other businesses, but they don't have any other major business where they get money, where they get influence and connection without politics. They want to be relevant in their own locality, and they don't state in this case is their locality, before they now say they want to be relevant at the national level. Now, if they have joined you to campaign, they have contributed money, they have mobilized people to vote for you. You cannot say to hell with them now. But you should have your own mandate that you give to them. The buck will lie on my table as the governor. The success of my administration or the failure of my administration can be determined by the kind of people that I will appoint. These are the kind of people I want you to bring for me. Because the first thing to do is that there will be commissioners from each local government. So we have not less than 18 commissioners in his government, one representing each local government. Now, he is from a local government. There are political leaders in that local government. He will be bringing a commissioner, and the leader will bring a commissioner. That is a pressure there. Then, there are some people who are not just leaders of the party in their locality. They are leaders of the party in the state, even though they are from a local government. They may also want to go and have structure in another local government. While the leaders of that local government will be saying, these are the people we want to throw in for appointment, that leader may be bringing another set of people. They say, these are the people I'm going to use to build my structure in that your area. And the governor will now be at a dilemma in determining who to choose, who not to choose. But the governor should be a governor. A governor is a very powerful person, just like the president. And I'm not saying that he should fight his political leader, but he should be able to give them a template. These are the kind of people I want you to give to me. They are your people, but they are also going to be my people because they will work in my government and they will determine the failure and success of my government. The governor can say that. And when the governor says that, those who want to be relevant in his government, they will go and do as he has said. But if he plays to the gallery by just saying, these are leader there, this is leader there, you just bring it, you just accept them. At that very beginning, he will not be sowing the seeds of the crisis that will follow him if he just listens to leaders without having a say of his own.
Are you saying that he should step on toes and step on necks now?
No, it's not stepping on toes.
Because they said for you to do what you're suggesting, many hearts will be broken. And some are saying that's already affected this administration. How it worked for you. But look at the way you're treating us.
No, it's not like that. For example, I don't want to measure certain political leaders here.
Yes.
There are leaders in the party from my area that I know. And I know people, all calibers of people are close to them. They have technocrats who are close to them. They have lecturers from university who are close to them. They have medical doctors who are close to them, who also join them to campaign and to win election. Are you getting it? If the governor says, for example, I want to take a commissioner for health from Itako West local government, the leaders of Itako West, including the senator from Edo North, including the state chairman of the party, They should look for a competent medical person to give to the governor to make him a commissioner for health.
And this goes also to other local government leaders.
Yes, if the governor says, I want to take a senior advocate of Nigeria from Eastern West local government as the commissioner for justice and attorney general, I will not be the one to bring the person because I'm the governor of the state. My people, go and bring somebody, and we have them. They should go and bring somebody that is competent, who is also whether a member of the party or who is sympathetic with the cause of the party. There's no leader in this state of either PDP or APC who is not close to people who can perform well. They may not be ex this, they may not be ex that, they may not be former local government chairman, they may not be former councillor, former supreme member, but there are people that we know. If you give the opportunity to work with a governor like Okpebholo, they will be able to deliver. And the credit will still go to the leaders who brought them. I think the problem of the crisis that a governor usually have is not necessarily in the area of appointment, because the governor can give a template. If you want to bring people for me, these are the people, this is my own formula for bringing people for me. And the governor can stick to it. The leaders who want to be relevant will agree with him. They will bring such people. I believe that the area that they used to have issues is the area of maybe contracts and certain distributed largesse from the office of the governor, which many people, they believe that they have, with all their contributions, they are now shortchanged. And as a matter of fact, when they see that they are short, they say, okay, if we give this man the opportunity to continue like this, the next 4 years, we are going to be relevant. So let's now begin to look for a way to begin to deal with this man.
All right.
I think these are the crises. When you are ahead of crisis in Rivers State, you are ahead of crisis in Oyo State or other places. These are the root causes. And sometimes politicians will come and meet those of us who are political scientists, who are thoroughbred researchers, to offer them.
Are you projecting yourself right now?
I'm not from Edo State. I'm from Edo State. And I'm sympathetic with the cause of APC.
All right.
And you are aware of that one.
All right, I'm aware.
If I market myself to people, there's nothing wrong with it. I can deliver if I'm given the opportunity.
Oh, of course, I trust your capability. I know you can deliver. Well, to call it a wrap on this segment, 2 minutes each, gentlemen. We've seen so many things happen in the past. Some say these were the mistake of previous administration. Now the income administration should be careful not to fall into the trap. But if you really want to say you want to settle everybody, the state will not move forward. Do you feel that stepping on toes or necks will be necessary for the income administration to succeed, Ibrahim?
Well, I don't know what you mean by stepping on toes and necks, but I'm not a fan of strong arm tactics when it comes to politicking. I think somebody who will be a fellow politician, somebody who must be very versed in bricksmanship, somebody who knows how to effectively manage competing interests. See, the whole process of public policy making, it's not a linear process. There are a lot of, whatever comes out of public policy is the outcome of competition among competing interests. That's what so it's a matter of bricksmanship. How is he able to manage the different pressures in different interests that are around him? It's important. That's how where politicians feel. They feel that now that I've assumed power, it is now time for me to assume power. I now hold the power. Somebody said one time, I cannot be governor and not be governor. You know.
Yeah, I cannot be governor and not be the governor. Yeah, that was for Boran. Because the pressure on his neck.
No, it's not only for Boran. A lot of people have made those statements. You know. But you forget that getting to power, it's not just if an individual, let's use Fubara as a case study. If Fubara had on his own contested election, would he have even gotten 10 votes?
Okay.
People made him governor. The truth is that it's only now, like Dr. Nabi has also said now, that why not ask that this is template? If I want some people do, I've seen with ministers, is that give me 3 names for the local government. Leaders sit together, give me 3 names.
And I want to do, just give me those names. 3 names.
Okay. If it's not me and my kitchen cabinet, and I sit down, okay, evaluate of these 3 people, who have the track record,
right.
Who has the developmental credentials, who can deliver. Because we want, okay, well,
thank you. Your 2 minutes is up. Your 2 minutes is just up. Never, you have 2 minutes to, like, advise the administration, and of course, in terms of managing political affiliates, political parties, because that seems to be a pitfall. Sometimes, if you really want to make progress, some people must be hurt. It's not negotiable.
First thing, I will pray for the governor-elect, Senator Okpebholo. Why am I going to pray for him? The reason is because the political bigwigs of Edo North, they supported him. The political bigwigs in this state, from Eastern Land, which is Edo Central, they supported him. The political bigwigs of Edo South, they supported him to be governor. So all of them, they have interest to promote in his administration.
Now, that sounds scary.
No, and through
that sounds really scary.
No, it's not scary. That's why I'm praying for him. That God should give him the wisdom to manage the interests of these people and succeed as a governor. That is my first point. My second point, within the 2 minutes you gave to me, is that the governor should ensure that people who act in the name of the state but perpetrate criminality in the process, whether through revenue generation or revenue collection and so on and so forth, or through vigilante activities, that he sets a machinery in motion to ensure that such persons are brought to book, or that they don't rear their ugly hairs in his administration at all.
All right.
Then lastly, the governor, governor-elect, who is going to be governor in the next 7 days, Okpebholo, should ensure that there's security of life and property.
All right.
Especially in the ungoverned spaces of Edo State.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Our time is up. Well, you've heard them. Lots and lots of prayer. That political bigwig in Edo North, in Edo South, in Edo Central, they must be satisfied. That is scary. Really, really scary.